we aren't as powerless as we seem. If we remain clever, we can bend void to our will. Hi, I'm Crep, and I had a truly overwhelming day at work. So I'm recuperating by trying to give y'all some entertainment. When we last left off in Void Stranger, we started to hear about Lord Ad at the beginning. We'll continue not to ask how these eggs, rocks, lost souls know. This is our second loop through the game, through Void. To some degree, it might be more than that. You may recall last time that we took a couple trips back to the very start of Void. So, I suppose we've taken more than one loop, to a degree. But we'll just call this loop 2 for convenience sake. For ease of describing and ease of acknowledging. We're going to make our way through this area, skipping unnecessary things along the way, and talking to all of these solitary lost souls. As was mentioned by one of them last time, shortly after we got the Void Memory burden, the lonely ones, the solitary ones, the singular ones, any room that has just one rock in it, those are the ones that have the most worth listening to. All the rest of them will have filler text. So this is the first one we've seen since that initial one, a handful of rooms ago, that started to tell us about Lord Ad at the beginning. Under Lord Ad's command, sinners were sent to roam these depths for all eternity. For what purpose? I can't tell. Every single one of these will have exactly 3 text boxes worth of information to them. And then, of course, their plea not to ask how they know. And you know, I suppose we won't. I don't really see how we would anyway. We're starting off with a healthy 28 locusts, thanks to the fact that we did a little bit of manipulation of the numbers in the HUD in order to restart a couple of times. And oh, oops, that's fine, we'll just throw ourselves off. I forgot I wanted to talk to that one. Through the convenience of it, we moved the basement number over there to our locust count, giving us a lovely 28. So I'm sure that'll dwindle a little bit, but I think we'll be fine. If it ever gets actually scary, then I'll start picking them up again. I have no intention of voiding out this time around. Not all Void Lords saw eye to eye. One day, a great battle erupted between 2 factions among the Lords. As its agents turned against each other, Void began to destabilize. Let's be careful here and not run into any leeches on our way. Look, just because I'm not worried about losing Locust doesn't mean I should just go and not bother with not trying to lose them. Anyway, we can't talk to this one. Let's see if I can't illustrate why. Let's get that cursor on screen. Heck yeah. So if we try to press left from here, we'll just push it off. That's what that input does. And this maggot completely blocks us from being able to go around this way. But even if we could get over here and had like a block in tow to put right here, we couldn't face to the right to put it down. We would just fall in. So unfortunately, there's literally nothing we can do. I'm sure that rock has something worth saying, but we're in no state to find out what. I'll take that. This one, though, we can absolutely figure out some way to speak to it if we just offset ourselves Well, this actually might be a little tricky. How would I do this, actually? Is this doable? It might not be. I don't think we're going to be able to hear from this rock either. Because again, if we try to approach it... Oh wait, I'm being silly. Let's approach it from here. While the fighting had finally ended, so we missed a little bit between the last one and this one, something unexpected happened. While Void was still in shambles, Lord Ad left. I suppose we'll have to find out why another time. Hopefully we'll get that information in just a bit. For now, we'll do our best to barrel through these rooms in a way that we did similarly. Similar to how we did at the end of last session. Once we'd finished our first loop and we're running back through things to get a better sense of what we're capable of doing. You know, I'm really getting that reflex to just pick up tiles and have them with me as I go through these rooms, even when there's no reason for me to do so. When we spoke into this one, this is the one that told us the wonderful hint that we might want to speak to the lone ones. I don't think we missed one, did we? I feel like maybe we did. I'm pretty sure there's dialogue after the one that we just listened to most recently. So I think I spaced and forgot to speak to a rock that was in front of us. Oh well. That's fine. You might have noticed that at the start of the session, the game opened up to the room that we were last in at the very end of last recording. That's because Voice Stranger autosaves at the start of every room. So if I wanted to start over this recording and be like, whoops, sorry, let me do that over again and actually check everything, I couldn't. I would close the game, open it back up, and I'd just be at the same room I'm currently at. So yet another way in which Voice Stranger makes us live with our mistakes. Now on that note, I'm not as sleepy as I was last recording session. It's only 10 p.m. Doing a lot better this time. But, you know, this is close to when I usually go to sleep, so we can keep the bit going. A lone birch tree stands in the void. This area feels safe. And since you've been traveling for quite some time already, would you like to rest for now? This time, we would like to say yes. Now, I'll note, really quick, that Void Stranger, whenever you decide to rest at these trees, closes itself. It is in some way maybe a subtle form of indicating to the player, maybe now's a good time for a real life break. Step away from the computer and come back after some time away, some time not spent thinking about sokoban puzzles. And I only mention that because I will not be demonstrating that in this LP. A lot of streamers have their desktop or a window show through when the game goes away, or like you can clearly see that their whole stream setup, their face cam, their stream overlays, and stream background all remains while the game disappears. And they're like, whoa, it closed itself. That kind of stuff. You won't be seeing that here. So I just want to acknowledge that really quick as we slowly, surely let dreams embrace us. We're not where we were. Lady Grey! Oh, thank heavens you've arrived! The princess, she's out of control. Please, do something. You're our only hope. Please, hurry! It hurts. Take care of the princess, Lady Grey. Forgive me, Lady Grey. All I could do was run away. How could I face His Majesty after this? The air is full of menace. You enter the room fearlessly. Prepare to die. Princess's Wrath looms upon you. Alright, well we have 3 options here. Attack, defend, and check. Maybe we should get a sense of what we're up against here. One of the princess's many tantrums. Princess's Wrath scorns you. Does not do anything to us this turn. We could defend, we could attack. Seems we're in a bit of a standstill. Can't guarantee there will be anything worth defending. We should probably go on the offensive first. You take a jab at the princess. Take a bath! Princess's Wrath scorns you. Again. You may notice that our attack now has what looks like maybe a heavily stylized plus. It always looked like a lightning bolt to me. But I've seen other people say like, oh, attack plus. I'm like, that makes enough sense. If we choose it again, you take a jab at the princess. Spud of a princess! We've done significantly more damage this time. Oh, Princess's Wrath lashes out. You'll be well done soon! And now that we've attacked twice in a row, it's gone up to 2 lightning bolts. This will continue up to 4, I believe. So we can keep building our attack so long as we keep attacking consecutive turns. Self-indulgent Regal! Oh, Princess's Wrath is readying an all-out attack. We better make sure that we do not fall prey to that one. We'll defend for this turn. You steal your resolve. Princess's Wrath is going berserk! Jump kick! Looks like that defensive stance kept us safe. Let's return to attacking. Abhorrent aristocrat! Princess's Wrath is exhausted. Now's our chance. She'll take a couple of turns, I believe. Disgrace to the senses, being tuckered out after going berserk. So we'll take advantage of this opening. Insufferable imp! Our lady here is quite vitriolic. Take a dive into a well! But I suppose to be fair, so is the princess. They have an interesting relationship. Thorn in the throne! Booby monster! That's a fun one. All of their lines are completely randomized, by the way. From a set list, of course. Pompous princess! We're doing good damage now. Oh good, she arbitrarily decided not to hurt us. Have some discipline! Death by burning! I don't know about that one. That doesn't seem too likely. Maelstrom of a monarch! Oh, we're rather close now. She's readying an all-out attack. It would be funny to risk trying to do potentially more damage than she currently has HP, while leaving ourselves susceptible to her all-out attack. But no, let's play it safe. I think her all-out attack could instantly KO us, so I'm not taking that chance. Enough talk already. You know, I agree. Let's wrap this up. Egotistical Empress. Foul-mouthed goat! We have to build our way back up to doing actual damage, though. Sovereign scamp! Goodness, she has a lot of things she can say. Hanged! Hanged! Spoiled brat! And one more should do it. Double lock! See, it seems like the princess is calling out a lot more attack names than we are. We're just insulting her. Decadent donkey! Princess's wrath has finally subsided. How could I lose? I trained so hard. I bet you cheated. Now, Your Highness. Such a sour note doesn't suit a lady of your stature. Fine, you can have this one. How gracious of you, Your Highness. Bite me. Thanks. It was starting to get really boring without you around. I'd wager the guards beg to differ. Always the same thing with you. I leave for a few days and all hell breaks loose. Those bumbling idiots are no fun. I had a few solid hits and they immediately scream for their lives. And that know-it-all Four Eyes is no better. Princess, you mustn't kick the poor guards around. Time to take your bath, Princess. And remember to change your underwear daily. Lady Grey will be very mad at me if you don't obey. He even dared to imply I might smell. Princesses don't smell. Poor knave should be grateful he gets to be within my royal ambience. The ambience in this room is certainly that of royal proportions. Anyway, his ass is grass next time I see him. Language. Sorry, I meant arse. You can't keep playing your childish games forever. This country expects a lot from you, and so does His Majesty. Not interested. How about we jump the ship and run away? Just you and me, so we can do whatever we like. Go wherever. Here we go again. I'm serious! What's holding us? Or maybe you just don't want to go with me, is that it? That's not the point. Then what is it? The world is much, much greater than either of us. We must be able to put our petty wants and needs aside in order to fulfill our responsibilities. I'm sure you understand this, Your Highness. No. No, I really don't. Come here, little imp. Let's try to make sense of that hair of yours. Okay. But after that, we'll have a rematch. We'll see about that. You really could use a bath, though. Watch your mouth! Well, that was an interesting dream. Nice to be reminded of better times. However, we should continue on through Void. After all, we have a goal. Tail, your music isn't playing. Why would that be? What for? Why's that, Tail? Tail? I suppose we don't have the luxury of companionship and conversation this run. Then I suppose we'll just make our way through. Not much else to do. Void does feel a little lonelier already. I wouldn't say that's not necessarily its nature, though. Ah, now this is an interesting room. We met the merchant briefly toward the end of last session. This was in the first domain. Oh. Have I missed talking to any rocks? I bet I did. I kind of forgot that, like, there was something I was supposed to be doing. I'm sure I've missed at least one. Well, the thing I was going to mention was that we met the merchant before. The merchant showed us an interesting shortcut through Void. There is one in this room also that we could find out if we happen to run into them later. And with the amount of locusts we have right now, I'm pretty sure that we actually will see them later. Let's position ourselves here, then wait for this leech to pass by. Oh, that's not going to work out. I screwed up. That's okay, we're going to want to trap that leech over there in the top left, I think. That's going to be the way to do it. So I was about to take the shortcut, but then I remembered, right, I just remarked on the fact that I was supposed to be, like, giving you all story time and stuff. There's so much information here in Void that we could be reading about when we get to it. So I shouldn't get distracted and rush along like this. I got distracted and played the room bad. I should not do that either. Grab this. And we're fine. Let's see when the next rock comes up we can speak to. Here's one. We're going to have to be clever here, though. Actually, I don't know if we can talk to this one. You may note that there aren't any holes in this area to the left of it, so if we picked up the stairs so we didn't go down them, and we could go up and then go to the right and talk to the rock, we wouldn't have anywhere to put them down. So we can't swap them for any other tiles either. So I guess that one's going to stay there. If you are getting the impression that there must be some way that we can... oops. There must be some way that we can check out these rocks and hear what they have to say that we just don't have access to yet. You're probably right. Ah, there you are. You know, why not? I'm considering it, even though, of course, I already know where it is and what to do. Let's demonstrate it. Hot piece of info. What do you have to tell us, merchant? 3 leeches roam, 1 completely out of reach. Fall behind the chest. You may recall, if you were paying attention in that room, in the upper right, there was a leech moving back and forth on a couple of tiles, completely inaccessible to us, by itself. And there was a chest in that room. Well, thank you so much for the hot piece of info, as the game so helpfully called it. Suppose we should make our way out of here then. Goodbye, merchant. Till, whenever we see you next, I suppose. And nothing to hear from these rocks. I mean, we could talk to them if we wanted. Ooh. Not a fan of that one. Don't touch me. We rolled bad on the dialogue chart. Ugh, now I feel gross. Oh, maybe we should pick up some locusts considering I decided to give all of what we had to the merchant. I wouldn't say that was my smartest hour. Ooh. Yet another I don't know if we can actually talk to... Oh, we could actually. We could build in a very specific way. Let's see about doing exactly that. We're just going to need to grab this, get it over here. They say the lord of this area was the one who instigated war between Void Lords. Lord Ad didn't want to believe it, yet their transgression couldn't be forgiven either. Don't ask how I know. So apparently the different areas are governed by different Void Lords. We could maybe infer that the first area, the first domain, was Lord Ad's domain, given how the dialogue was expressly about them. But it wasn't outright stated, so hard to be certain. There's another one here. The tale of the traitorous lord connects the brand. At least when they were still alive. Although I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Don't ask how I know. Not sure what that means necessarily, but there's definitely some significance to the mention of brand for sure. Oh yeah, I didn't remark on it, but the nun was gone, and so is the bride. Nowhere to be seen here. But we're already at our second tree. We will, once again, rest for now. And to be as explicit as possible, we could have seen these dreams on our first way down. We could have seen them at any time. I just didn't want to be bogged down then. It feels a little more in line with the pacing this time.
This is preposterous.
Please, Your Majesty, I'd implore you to calm down.
Calm down? That wretched daughter of mine is steering this kingdom towards ruin. And you implore me to calm down?
Little good will result from your impatience, Your Majesty.
Oh, I've been patient with her. More than you can imagine. But this has gone on far too long. Rumors have started to spread. How one lowly king can't even get his daughter in order, let alone his dwindling kingdom. And have you heard the nickname they've given her?
I'm well aware of the rumors, Your Majesty.
Then go find her and speak some sense into her right now. Tell her she will stay behind these walls until she obeys.
Your Majesty,
Need I remind you of your place, Lady Grey?
Another day, another groom candidate off the list. What number are we at again? I've lost count. At the very least, you didn't break any bones this time. Your Highness, we all know you're not fond of the situation at hand. But if you don't give them even the slightest of chances, things will simply get worse from here on. You're just parroting what my father told you to say. I only wish the best for you, Your Highness. Really? Then why don't you tell that old man to shove it? Your Highness. I don't give a single ounce of ass about this country. Or the king. Or being a princess, for that matter. At this point, it really would have been easier to run away. We should have done that years ago. But there's still time, right? If you actually care, then help me. What you ask of me, I simply cannot do. Oh yes, I forgot. You're just the king's lapdog these days. I'm sorry. I went too far there. As the lady in waiting, my allegiance lies with this kingdom and its ruler. But as your friend, I'm always on your side. No might in this world will change that. Well, at the very least it would take more than a petty tantrum. I'll let you have a moment now. Try to get some rest tonight, Your Highness. That one was a bit shorter. We can't expect all of our dreams to be of such an epic length. Right. So, we never saw any room that looked quite like this on the way down. But one thing we can keep in mind going forward, I didn't remark on this the last time it came up, and I could have, but I think that's okay. These murals are all 6x6 grids. The one that was already filled in the first domain, potentially adds domain, that one was a 6x6 room perfectly matching the shape of the mural, both in tile layout and, again, the size of the room. So maybe on the way down we can keep our eye out for any room that's 6x6. Oh! I almost forgot. The Void Memory allows us to read the inscription on these murals. This one says only a craving remains. We could have read the very first mural in the first floor, not the 0th floor, the first floor, and that one would have read only a memory remains. Whatever these are supposed to mean. Right. There's a memory token up there that I didn't feel like getting last time. Maybe we can take a look at it this time. I think all we need to do is build to the right from up there, and then we should be able to build back down in a couple of places that allow us to manipulate the bowl out of our way. Let's talk to this rock. Here lies the domain of Lord B, the Craving. You know, actually, maybe one of the rocks in the first domain did say it was the domain of Lord Ad. I'm pretty sure it did, and I just forgot because we didn't read it out loud again this time. So this is the domain of Lord B, a true trickster even among the Void Lords, and a devoted admirer of Lord Ad. So I suppose we'll be hearing more about them soon. Take that. Let's get the bowl out of here and then trap it. And then we're good. Wasn't even that hard. Honestly, don't really know why I didn't bother with it the first time. Let's recall the rock last time also that told us about knocking on the back of chests 3 times, waiting 3 seconds, and then getting 3 locusts. Very useful. We'll use that to bump our count back up as we make progress. Another rock right here. Lord Ad was quite fond of dried locust idols, and Lord B often enjoyed them alongside their lord. Even though Lord B could neither taste anything nor ever feel content, they would always treasure those little snacking moments. Interesting. There's definitely something about Lord B's relationship to Lord Ad here. Something about it that makes them care about things they wouldn't otherwise. Heh, getting sneaky about it. We should also be able to safely get this And leave. Lord B would regularly boast how cruel they were towards mortals. Now that I think about it, I never saw them hurt anyone. At the very least, I doubt they truly enjoyed it as much as they let on. Don't ask how I know. Huh. This is a 6x6 room. Well, I didn't take a screenshot of what the mural looked like or anything, but it definitely didn't look like this. Let's do our best to reshape things a bit here. Let's grab this tile out of here because we don't want it there. And we'll lure the bull over. It wasn't quite what I wanted, but we can make it work. There we are. Now it is trapped. Exactly as we want. Let's actually put these over here. So I do remember what the mural looked like. So let's do our best to get things into position. We'll put the stairs right there for the moment. Getting there. I actually need to put this right here and take this tile. And then we'll take this one. I have not built things ideally here. This isn't quite good either. Do this. Okay, we're almost there. We need the tile that we currently have in our rod right above us, so let's build from here. Move the stairs again. Move the stairs again. Get that there. Okay. Oh, we're so close. It's just a little awkward here. There we are. That's what it looked like in the mural up there. Of course, just like with the one in Ad's domain, with the stairs gone and all the tiles correctly in place. Something shows up on the sides, again resembling what was on the sides of the mural. Let's fall in. Again, I don't immediately see a way out. Let's take this chest, or take what's in it, rather. You acquired a strange pair of wings. They feel extremely brittle. Who knows, maybe they'll come in handy in the long run. A pair of wings, huh? I mean, could it be that simple? It is. Those are some wings you've got there. Just don't try to push things while floating around. You'd probably regret it. Is that so? Let's find out. Oh yeah. Those wings are certainly brittle. But they're incredibly useful. Crossing over one-tile gaps, which is as much as these let us do, by the way. Let me show you. See, now if we try to cross two, we'll start falling in the way we would normally. Ugh, that music really started up. The wings are a total game changer. So many things become trivialized with the ability to cross over single-tile gaps. including stuff like this. Now you're over there. And that room became a lot shorter. We can do stuff like this. Now you're just like a it's just like a non-interaction. We'll take this tile, put it down there. And then... we can put the button right here. Taunt the bowl over. Take this tile. Makes that room feel a little simpler, though it's still kind of hokey. Yeah, things are very different now with the wings. Oh, this room is completely different with the wings. Like nothing. It's so goofy. You get into all these like really interesting navigational scenarios. Incidentally, we can also start this room without triggering that first bowl, since it only cares about when it can see us after the first turn of movement, so to speak. So we'll just take what's in this chest. And with the wings, we can get out of this room incredibly easily. And thank God. That was annoying. Hope I haven't missed any rocks. I kind of got distracted. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. We can make it work. Yeah. Right. This should actually be a bit easier to get now. Since we can just come at it from right here with the wings. Yeah, glad I saved it for now. It would have been a lot more annoying without wings. So this is like the real fascinating thing about Voice Ranger to me mechanically, is the fact that it's a sokoban game with upgrades. It's a sokoban game where you don't just become more skilled through like understanding the mechanics, understanding rooms and memorizing them. You become more powerful through the use of new tools you couldn't have had at the beginning and tools you could have missed. Things are going to get only more interesting from here. But for the moment, let's take a rest. Are we there yet? Don't try to fool me. I know you aren't really sleeping. Maybe I could actually get some rest if you weren't so impatient, Your Highness. Come on, it's freezing here. What kind of a nutjob lives in a country like this? This country isn't that different from yours, Your Highness. In fact, a few years ago it was in an even more worrisome state. An especially harsh and long winter had taken a toll on people's harvest. Famine and disease spread among both poor and rich. Not even the country's king was spared. After the ruler passed away without an heir, the weakened country was nearly swallowed by its warring neighbors. But then, a previously unknown knight rose to the occasion. He swiftly quelled the rising inner tensions, and despite being heavily outnumbered, his army easily warded off the other nations aiming to seize the throne. Peace returned, and the knight declared sovereignty of his own. The country has begun to prosper once again. It's no wonder His Majesty seeks to ally himself with the leader of this land. The one they call Knight of the Heavens. Please, I've heard this sales pitch before. Why don't you marry him since you're such a big fan? And that pompous nickname. I think I'm going to puke. Well, it certainly isn't in the same league as yours, Your Highness. Shut it. Your Highness, are you okay? Yeah. More or less. What the hell was that? An avalanche, perhaps. Please stay inside, Your Highness. Lady Grey! An avalanche has blocked our way! We've been separated from the rest of the convoy. Why is the rear guard taking so long? You don't have to worry about them. They've already been taken care of. Didn't put up much of a fight, though. But to make things easier for you, just hand over the crown head. How does a lowly group of bandits know about the princess? And if I were to refuse? You haven't got much of a choice in the matter, lass. Don't think that pretty face of yours will save you. Or maybe this court lady knows how to handle a sword. That's a laugh in a bunch. It seems even scum like you know that no court lady would ever carry a weapon. However, you're sorely mistaken if you think that I'm out of options. Oh, really now? And what might these options be? I could let you live. What the? Grey the Destroyer looms upon you. It seems our perspective has shifted. Whoever this bandit is, it's who we've got control of for the moment. As usual, attack, defend, and check. I don't know how good this is going to go for us, but let's take a look at her, you know? Let's inspect what we're being confronted with. You've made a grave mistake. Grey the Destroyer gauges you. I'll give you 3 turns. That sounds menacing. Maybe we should try to off her before that happens, before something happens in 3 turns? You swing your sword at the enemy. Take this, you hag! Grey the Destroyer leaps at you. Eins. Okay. Maybe attacking isn't a good option. Maybe we need to live. You call out to your henchmen. Cover me, you dolts! Grey the Destroyer leaps at you. Zwei. That's no good. Anyone else wanna, anyone else wanna trade their life for mine? You call it to your henchmen, but they're too afraid. You lousy cowards! Jai. We did not last very long at all. We've fallen. You gotta be kidding me. Grey the Destroyer? The one and only? Save your musings and tell me who sent you. What? Not a good time to start playing dumb. Unless you'd rather have another serving. Sorry, I may be just a small-time tea leaf, but even I have my pride. Suit yourself, then. Yeah, Grey! Show them how it's done! Get back inside, Your Highness! And miss the finishing blow? No way! Well, well, well. My luck is finally turned. Get her, lads! Lily! Looks like this sorry crook got seriously one-upped. Oh! I was starting to worry why my guests didn't show up. My apologies. Filth such as them have yet to be completely wiped from this country. There's still work to be done.
That white hair is as pure as the tales have told. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Johann the First, ruler of this humble country. Let me serve you well, my demon princess.
You know, these naps aren't as restful as I'd like. Takes a lot of energy thinking about her. This mural is still plenty broken. We can read some of the characters. Alodime. It does sound like complete gibberish. I don't think I'll be able to do much with that just yet. After all, we seem to be missing core components. So the wings, they don't just change the way that we can make our way through obstacles presented to us in puzzles, they also change the way that we can operate, just in general. Being able to make some very silly motions in order to get specific blocks in place. Oh, this is a 6x6 room. We didn't really know how to construct anything just yet. We'll need to see if there's anything we can do with the contents of that mural later. Maybe there's more options in front of us than it seems. For the moment. We'll just be on our merry way. We don't need that chest. The thief is also gone, but that's a little less surprising considering what we did to her. You know, to err is to be, or to be human is to err. To err is human. To err is human was what I was trying to say. It is human to accidentally kill someone by leading a bull charging directly into them. Into the same space they were moving to at the same time they were moving to it. You know, it's just a normal human mistake. It happens. Oh, I've been skipping rocks again. I don't know how many we've been missing, but that's okay. Come on, get over here. There's two in this room. Oh, oops, I just decided to run right into that one. Don't really know why. There wasn't any reason for me to do that. Let's see what context we get at the next rock we run into. Now that I'm once again thinking. Still hasn't been one for a moment, though. Here's one. Even the Covetous Lord showed interest in locust idols. But the Covetous one didn't eat them. They simply liked collecting them. Have too many locusts and they would surely show up, bargaining for some. That sounds a little familiar, don't it? I suppose this might be the domain of the Covetous one. They haven't given a name, though, which is unusual. It's possible we're just not supposed to know, for whatever reason. Hopefully we haven't missed any vital context that would tell us maybe why we wouldn't know their name. Or wouldn't be deigned to know their name. Allowed to know. Either way, their domain went by fairly quickly. Another nap for us. Taking down those goons in one fell swoop? That was so awesome! And then he gave that bandit that look just before frying his sorry ass? Is he really a king? He's way too cool for that. Please, try to calm down a bit, Your Highness. This has been a long day for you. I know, but I'm too excited to sleep. Hey, do you think I'll be able to meet Johann tomorrow? Maybe he'll show me how to do that lightning spell. Such magic shouldn't be used lightly, Your Highness. Killjoy Grey strikes again. Are you perhaps a bit envious?
Enjoying the snowfall? Our winter has its upsides, don't you think?
Your lordship. Forgive me, I almost didn't recognize you without the armor. Allow me to thank you once more for saving Her Highness, Your Lordship.
It was the least I could do. I hope Her Highness is feeling better.
She fell asleep, finally. She must have been exhausted after all that. But no need to worry, Your Lordship. She isn't the kind to get easily startled. Although Your Lordship did leave quite an impression on her.
Please, call me Johann. I'm not really a man of lofty titles.
I'd heard you were rather down-to-earth. Although I didn't expect you to still rush into battle all by yourself.
A good ruler does anything in their power to right the wrong. That's simply their responsibility. Alas, not all rulers abide by such ideals. Many horrible things have happened to this country and its people by the result of simple negligence. I wish not to repeat that mistake. Even if it means getting my hands dirty from time to time. Speaking of which, things may not have turned out so well today without your contribution, Lady Grey. As I understand, you held off those bandits for quite some time all by yourself.
I was simply doing my part as the lady-in-waiting.
And then some, I'd argue. Do not belittle yourself. I can tell you're not an ordinary court lady, Lady Grey. Or should I say, Grey the Destroyer.
So you too have heard of it. I've done my best to leave that nickname behind me, along with my past deeds. But as long as I can serve Her Highness to the best of my abilities, that's all that matters.
I admire your devotion towards Her Highness. Still, I can't help but wonder. A fighter of your capabilities should have dispatched that paltry band of thieves in an instant. Yet you took your time, almost as if you were simply toying with them. When you were fighting those crooks, did you, at any moment, enjoy it? That's tactless of me. Pay my frivolous musings no mind. Starting tomorrow, I'd like to get to know this demon princess of yours a little better. With your assistance, if you're willing.
Of course. I'm sure Her Highness would be delighted as well.
I'll be looking forward to it, then. Have a good night, Lady Grey.
that closing shot of Gray looking at herself in the reflection of the window seems to be a very popular one with essays and publications about the game. It's frequently either that or the opening shot of well, I suppose it's rather obvious, and I think I implied as such first session. Gray, as she currently is, walking toward the entrance to Void at the start of the game. This one I think we've seen a room in this configuration, actually. We'll keep our eyes peeled. It'll actually be rather late into the domain, so it'll take a little bit before we get there. This one reads, only gnawing rage remains. Which sounds rather intense, but I suppose it's appropriate for whatever this is. Here's one we can check out. Here lies the domain of Lord Tan, the Raging. So fierce was their nature, other Void Lords preferred not to interact with them. Alas, Lord Tan will remain on their own most of the time. Sorry, I just had a big yawn. Can't talk when you're doing that. Anyway, I see something I want down there. Let's do this. There we go. Perfect. We can really make use of the wings here to kind of bypass the entirety of this puzzle, which is nice. We can also check something out over here. You may have noticed this lone statue. Oh, oops. Well, I got touched by that maggot by accident. We can make sure that doesn't happen again. We'll be a little more careful here and maybe not make use of that block. We also watch where that maggot's facing when we try to go past it. You may have noticed this lone statue just hanging out here the previous time we went through this room. We can push it off. That doesn't really do anything. We can pick up the tile that it was on now. Oh. Well, that was interesting. That demon, maybe a succubus? Looked a little stereotypically succubus-esque. Just healed us for 16 HP. Whatever that's worth. I guess we just have 23 HP now. Again, whatever that's worth. Although shunned, Lord Tan didn't mind being alone. In fact, they preferred it. Lord Tan didn't get along with others. Remember, we don't want to push things while we're using our wings. That'll just make us fall. So I want to be careful about not doing that. Otherwise, though, we can still do a lot of fun stuff in this area thanks to the wings. Ah, here's another one to talk to. During the battle, Lord Tan was unstoppable. Even when the battle subsided, their rage wouldn't end. Thus, Lord Ad had no other option but to strike their ally down. That's a sad end for Lord Tan. That wasn't quite what I wanted to do. No, I screwed this one up. We'll do it correctly this time. Oh, oops. We're gonna want to push that back up. Oops. Alright, we're getting a little... I wouldn't say reckless necessarily, but we're not putting much care into making sure we're not making silly mistakes that are gonna cost us Locus. Let's try to do a little better, and let's start stocking up again. We'll be concerned about it next time we run into a room that lets us knock a chest from its back. Here we are. I didn't expect that leech to be right there when I was trying to pick up that tile. Work out? It will not. That will also not work out, annoyingly. There we go. Goodness gracious. Oh yes, this. This should also be a lot easier to get now that we have the wings. Actually, just like so. Thank goodness. This run will definitely be a little bit of cleanup in that regard. This room becomes completely trivial with the wings also, which is nice. This is kind of annoying otherwise. You know, okay, let's go out of our way to get this one. Just it's rather simple. Here, we can do some very fun stuff now that we have wings. This room is still a nightmare, though. Just have to be specific about it as usual. Okay. Oh, but we're completely free to pick up that memory token, so we should do exactly that. Get this bull out of the way, though, before it causes us problems. There we are. Now, it's a little hard to tell at a glance, but this is, in fact, in the exact same configuration as the mural we saw at the top of this domain. You can tell by where all the lazy eyes are and where the stairs are, because, again, the stairs are meant to be empty. Meant to be taken. So they sort of represent an empty tile as they are. So with some careful work here, we can make use of all these statues to get rid of the lazy eyes. Put that there. I think we want to push this down. I can push it over. Ah, I did not mean to do that. I don't think there's anything we can do. Let's start over. Easy mistake, easy mistake. Didn't need to push that down just yet either, but actually I think that works, luckily. I almost screwed myself over just now. I forgot to get rid of this lazy eye on the left. But that's not hard to fix. Now we should be good. Oh, I never spoke to these statues since we got the void memory. They say make them go away. There's other statues we haven't spoken to either. We spoke to the ones that were in the room we got the void memory. They had just an ellipsis. Nothing to say. I forgot completely to speak to other statues since then. We'll have to keep that on our radar as well. There's a lot to check in on now that we have the void memory. Okay. Alright everyone, do your best to remember what this room looked like a moment ago. Because we certainly tore it up a good bit. Let's put the stairs right here. And just that actually. Fairly simple. That's an interesting sight on the sides there. No chest this time. Several lazy eyes and whatever this is. A sword? You acquired a strange sword. Its ornate design makes it rather cumbersome to use. Who knows? Maybe it'll come in handy in the long run. Hi there. Could you be a friend? That doesn't seem very friendly. Okay. This is a completely turn-based battle, by the way. It only progresses when we move. Our sword is glowing. Let's try using it. Well, I don't know if that was a good thing to do, but it was what we did. And we'll do it again. There we go. And only 3 hits. Wow. Well, I'm sure whoever that was... I'm sure it wasn't a bad thing that we killed them. Almost certainly. Look at that, it even skipped a few rooms of their domain. How nice. Let us take another rest. Well, how about this one? Isn't that your usual dress, Your Highness? Just say if it looks good on me. They all look great on you. As they always do. Very helpful. I'm sweating through my ass over here, you know. Hey, do you think I smell?
I thought princesses didn't smell.
Stop smiling, you wisecrack.
It's a bit unusual to see you like this, that's all. Is it because of Lord Johann?
I just want to look my best when he arrives.
We don't know when he'll come to visit us, though, Your Highness.
That's exactly why I need to be ready.
It could even take a few weeks. Didn't you receive another letter from him just recently, Your Highness?
Yes, but I still haven't finished my reply.
Come to think of it, you've been acting somewhat strange ever since.
And what if I have?
Obviously, it's neither my duty nor place to judge, Your Highness. But don't you think you might be advancing a tad hastily?
I see. Would you prefer if I'd broken a few ribs first?
You know what I mean, Your Highness.
You worry too much, Gray.
Perhaps. But we're approaching uncharted territories. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
What's that supposed to mean?
Love, Your Highness.
Shut it, you hag!
Your Highness, it's Lord Johann! He has arrived unannounced! He's waiting downstairs!
It's an unfinished letter. You probably shouldn't read it. You definitely shouldn't read it.
I really, really shouldn't read it.
Dear Lord Johann, I feel my heart racing restlessly as I write this letter, and as I grasp for words, my mind follows suit not far behind. It is all because of you. Again and again I return to the moments we spent together, but those simple memories will not cease this ache. I hold you responsible. Therefore, I've decided not to share my answer until I can see you again.
The letter ends abruptly.
You really shouldn't have read it.
I'm so glad to see Her Highness is in such high spirits. Thanks to Lord Johann. My back is glad as well. Aren't you going to join them downstairs, Lady Grey?
The Knight of Heavens has arrived. I wonder if he's as handsome as they say. Maybe I'll get a chance to see him today. Once I get off duty, of course. Please join them downstairs, Lady Grey.
Lady Grey, Her Highness and Lord Johann seem to be in the middle of something. So I decided not to butt in. But I'm sure you'll be fine. What are they talking about? Could it be? Ah, Lady Grey, pleasure to see you. Likewise, Lord Johann. It has been a while. Forgive us for arriving unannounced.
Don't mention it. Someone doesn't seem to mind at all. Johann and I have an important announcement to make.
Sorry, just Johann on the mind. Oh, there's another memory token up there.
Let's see about getting that then. Ooh, let's be careful here. You're very nearly in a pretty bad spot. Oh. Our sword glowed as that bull approached us. Just like that, huh? Not even a problem anymore. This one you may recall. We could see both halves, depending on when we read it. Or where we read it, rather. Which side we read it from. We actually have everything we need to solve this one. And I'll be real, we had everything we need to solve another one that was broken, but let's not worry about that. In contrast, let's see if we can't figure out what to do here. Hi there. You're still here. Giant headlights before you, blocking your path. That's nothing new. You recognize me? Oh, you recognize the sword. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh. Can we do that? I mean, it's not like we haven't killed to this point already. Oh, and you don't. Your body was taken away, you say? I mean, that's true, but last we saw you, you told us a way to get around you, so... I mean, it's not like we couldn't just do that again. Don't... You're literally lying to me right now. Do you not remember meeting me before? I guess we don't really have... I guess it's the right thing to do, though. I mean... They're asking for it. Directly. And they seem so excited. Or relieved. Uh-huh. Maybe we didn't really die before, though. I don't know. Is the experience of death truly complete if we're able to come back from it? Now there's a question. I mean, could probably be a bit annoying. Oh, sure. Is that your name? Missing their left eye. We seen anyone like that? Not sure. Hopefully we didn't, like, strike someone like that 3 times and kill them. Well, at least Gore didn't have to live to hear us deliberate on that. So the big head finally got their wish. You did what you had to do. Take that really quick and then talk to you. Here lies the domain... Domain? Domain? Here lies the domain of the 3rd traitorous Void Lord. The 3rd? Whose feeble apathy is second only to their indecisiveness. Shall their name never grace these halls again. but I'm pretty sure they're talking about gore. It just seems likely. After all the lord names so far have been 3 letters long. Gore does fit. The wings, as you might imagine, as you might be picking up on already, completely trivialize most of the puzzles in this domain. At least any of the ones that require you to kill mimics to progress. Or any ones that don't care if the mimics stay alive. Oh, actually, no, we're good. We want to put this down here. The Feeble Lord never showed any interest toward the happenings of Void. They would simply fulfill their role without any enthusiasm, just so other lords wouldn't bother them. Don't ask how I know. That's the thing about don't ask how I know, is that it's like not a vital component of any of these messages, but it's just fun to say. Like, fine, I guess I won't ask. That one's fun. I learned quite some time ago that if you have the wings, you can just do the optimal series of actions to get the stairs where you would want them to be, in line with the button on the Mimic side, and the Mimic will just get there. It'll just work out because of how they stop in front of particular enemies. It's very funny to me. Oh, this one is also 100% trivialized with the wings. Thank God for it. That one's annoying. Oh, there was a memory token on that room. I'll have to keep that one in mind for later, I suppose. Surely we'll find some reason to be back through all of these rooms again. Here's another one. I guess what we'll want to do is push this up. I pushed the stone over the exit. End me. That's fine. I like it when my locust count as a multiple of 3, so we're back on track. Here we go. Wait, no. There's a hole there now. That's fine. I often do this puzzle as if I need to push a rock onto the button, but you don't. You can just use the Mimic. I don't really know why. A 6x6 room. Hold on, let's get this guy out of here. Oh, there's 2 rocks in this room. Right. You're not important. We'll just take that and break a bunch of these. There we go. First time we've done one of these that wasn't super spelled out for us. It seems there's no chest here. There's a broken seal, though. For whatever that means. In the statue, it says, how bothersome. I've not seen that statue outside of the context of this room before. We could take a look at what it does really quick. If we push it. Well, I pushed it in the corner, so we couldn't push it again if we wanted anyway, but it does become completely immovable. You can only push those once. Oh my god, this room with the wings. It's so different. It is like nothing These single gaps used to be the most annoying thing in the world. Now it's nothing. Beautiful. Blessed. We've seen what you have to say. Get out of here. I'm pretty sure we missed some information about the third traitorous lord there, thanks to having taken their brand room, but... you know... it's okay. It's fine. I think you can kind of guess what happened to them. Besides, we want to sleep. Is this place big enough? Seems sort of cramped. I'm sure this will suffice for our purposes, Your Highness. Unless you prefer the main ballroom instead. No way! I don't want Johann barging in while we... you know... If only you'd been so keen when you were younger, we wouldn't be in such a hurry. Well, it's now or never. So stop yapping and get on with it! Of course, Your Highness. And you better keep your promise. Yes, yes. No wisecracking whatsoever. Good. May I have this dance, Your Highness? Just do me in already. And place your left hand on my shoulder, like so. Now, just follow my lead and try to relax. Okay. You'll be fine, Your Highness. Let us begin. I have to admit, it's pretty embarrassing that I made a single mistake. There's different dialogue here at the end of this sequence depending on how many mistakes you made, how many misses you had. And of course, the difference between the almost perfect dialogue and the "you're a natural" dialogue is, one, I think like the range of mistakes for the dialogue that we're about to read is somewhere in the range of like 7 mistakes. It's pretty lenient. But just one keeps you away from the best possible result. Well, would you look at that? I didn't think this would be so much fun. Not bad at all, Your Highness. For your first time, that is. How about a small break? Hey, Gray. Yes, Your Highness? It's almost strange to see you dancing. How so? I'm more used to seeing you kick and punch stuff. Where did you learn to dance like that? Or can't you remember that either? Oh, I do remember that quite well. I was about your age. All I knew back then was kicking and punching stuff, as you say. So I was rather apprehensive at first. Luckily, I had a good teacher. Her Majesty, of course. I'm sorry, Your Highness. That was very tactless of me. Don't worry, Gray. I can't remember a thing about Mother anyway. And yet, at times like these, I wish she'd still be around. I'm sure she is watching among the blessed stars, Your Highness. Especially now that your big day is only a few weeks away. You really think so? You resemble her more and more by each passing year. You'd make her proud. What is it, Gray? Oh, nothing. I must be hearing things. Was someone at the door just now? So, should we give it another go? Practice makes perfect, after all. If you insist. I wonder if you truly are watching. To break kayfabe a little here, I really do appreciate this game's overall structure. We've muddied it a little bit with me choosing deliberately not to show off any of these story sequences the first run through. The expected play experience is to come in, hit the first birch tree, be given the option to rest, and assume that that's just a thing you want to do, and do it. Game closes, you reopen it immediately, and you're caught off guard by the change in locale and presentation, and the fact that there's suddenly like a significant amount of narrative. And that pattern continues as you go between solving series of puzzles and dedicating a lot of time to the gameplay there, a lot of brain space, to sort of taking a load off with the story chunks. But I wanted to frame it this way because I thought it would be interesting to focus solely on the mechanics for a handful of hours. And while I've gotten some good feedback about the pacing of that first part, I do think that the game is best experienced when you see all of these story scenes in that exact play structure, puzzles to story to puzzles, and then get hit with the void ending sequence and the intensity of it. I think this game does a lot of cool things, but regardless, I hope the way that I'm presenting it and demonstrating it, I hope that it's interesting and entertaining. We're going to move on to the 7th domain. We'll keep this one in mind as well. So that's a very interesting shape. I think it's about what I said last time, too. Only a envy remains. That's strange. That's not grammatically correct, but I suppose we won't fret about it. Here lies the domain of... I said it again. Domain? I think it's like I'm reading ahead and processing the word Lord as I'm saying the word domain, and my brain wants to do a very strange melding of the two. Here lies the domain of Lord Lev, the devious, the unloving vassal of Void. Their devotion rivaled even Lord Ad's. There's that word again. Here is a prime opportunity to get us some more locusts. And in fact, if we're careful about it, we can kill even these things. So it's actually pretty easy. What a score. And of course, every time we've closed the game and reopened it, it has to give us that lucky message for getting 3 locust idols. We were well and truly voided by this point, so it's not surprising that now there's a bunch of memory tokens we haven't picked up. Previous rooms, a little surprising. At least like a little bit. I could tell I was getting a little tired and wasn't interested in exercising the brain power to remember how to get a lot of them. But a lot of them are also just not that tricky in the first place. Right, this is pretty funny, actually. Now that we have the sword, we can approach this room entirely differently. Kill. And now we're fine. Like nothing. Aha! If you're perceptive, you can tell that this room, too, is already in the shape it needs to be. We just have to get rid of all these fuse tiles. I don't know if it's actually possible to do this room without the wings, because in order to safely get rid of fuse tiles without falling in yourself, you need the ability to still be there when they drop out from under you, which is what the wings will do. And on top of that, you can't use one of these watcher statues as the catalyst for getting rid of the fuse tiles, because you need to pick up the stairs. And if there's only one watcher statue left that's angry at you for picking a tile up, then you die. And that one in the bottom left will never be movable since it's in the corner, so... yeah, I don't know if this one's possible without the wings. Haven't like, really looked into it. Well, there's another chest as usual. It's empty. It's really, really empty. But now that you take a closer look, it looks like the chest has been forcefully opened at some point. That's strange. Well, we'll take a look at this Picross and be on our way. That skipped a few rooms, as usual. Now that we have the wings, we can very easily get through this room. Lord Lev was always loyal to Lord Ad, even when the battle pitted them against their own sister. Lord Lev was always loyal to Lord Ad. I'll go ahead and clarify for the viewer's sake that that message isn't talking about Lord Lev being pit against Lord... What name did I just say? I think I said Ad. That message was not saying Lord Lev was pit against Lord Ad. It's instead talking about Lord Lev being pit against the instigator of the war between Void Lords. Just to be clear. Because I had friends who, in their, like, minorly hazy memory of details they absorbed along their multiple playthroughs, remember Lev is traitorous? Not the case. Lev was always loyal to Lord Ad. Die. I didn't mean to do that, actually. This happens to me a lot with rooms with killer statues in them, where I'm just like, oh man, I have the sword now, so I can just like do this all easy type. And that's literally not true. I'll kill the enemy and I won't have anything to put on a button. That's no good. Gimme. Oh, that's right. So let's say the Watcher statues, when spoken to, say one wrong move and I'll destroy you. Which, I suppose that's accurate. Not what I meant to do, but it's not gonna kill us. Just barely so. And let's actually see what those statues have to say as well. Got any locusts? Seems to be all they really care about, to be honest. I want to see that one fall. We got a secret. How interesting. There we go. Set that up perfectly just to get these 3 locusts. I don't know why, it just really mattered to me in the moment. In the moment that we still are in, sort of. Here's another rock we can check out. The death of their sister left Lord Lev in such a distraught state that Lord Lev, who had always been unwavering in their devotion, took their own life. Seems Lev is dead. How sad. But how many of the Void Lords are dead at this point? Don't really know. Oops, I picked up and put down too many times. Was not quite thinking. We can do that exact thing that I was trying to do better, though. Funnily enough, yeah, you can open up chests while you're using your wings. There's a lot of things you can do while on the wings, as long as you don't push. No peeking. Are you sure you don't need any help, Your Highness? I can handle this. I think. Why are you trying it on at this hour? Are you worried it won't fit anymore? There's not much we can do if that's the case. Shush with you. You haven't seen me wearing this after the adjustments, right? All I need from you is your expert opinion. And to make sure nothing is bursting out or something. You can look now. So, how does it look? Why are you grinning like that? Hope you aren't trying to concoct anything funny, you wisecrack. It's beautiful, Your Highness. I didn't expect anything less. But what? I think it's missing something. Is something wrong? Isn't it to your liking? No, it's just... I have never seen you without this. Is it really okay for me to use it?
I've been carrying it around for as long as I can remember. But I think you'll carry that pendant much better than I ever did, Your Highness. You're late. My apologies. This place was harder to find than I thought. Why'd you call me here, Lady Grey?
This has to end.
What are you talking about?
You know very well what I mean. I can't continue on like this.
How sudden of you. I'd never guessed your conviction would sway like so. I have kept my promise so far, haven't I? I'll marry your little princess and make her my queen, so that she can finally attain her freedom. Isn't this what you wished for?
Lily truly loves you.
So what? Her emotions are meaningless. You've made it this far already. Her Highness will never be the wiser. After all, she's just a naive, spoiled brat.
She might be an insufferable, childish little imp, but I once made a promise to protect her. That's all that matters to me.
I thought you, of all people, would understand the importance of our responsibilities. I clearly misjudged you, Lady Grey. But don't get the wrong idea. It's too late to turn back now.
In that case, I'll tell everything to Lily.
You wouldn't. Surely you understand what would happen.
So be it. Lily doesn't deserve this.
I truly admired you, ever since I saw you take care of those mercenaries. I knew you were most exceptional. Truly a waste. Unfortunately, my plans were set in motion long before you showed up, and I really don't have time for this. So if I can't have what I desire, you may as well die, Grey the Destroyer.
Were we dead before we ever entered Void? How then would our death down here be different? Well, setting that aside, let's see what the four-eyed statues say. Ah, nothing. And this rock? The brand of Lord Sif. Don't worry, it's already been carved. But what room was it? I can't remember the number, but it must be somewhere in their domain. We will once again have to keep our eyes peeled. A fun game I like to play is... Oh, there's a memory token right there. Seeing how many of these shadow statues we can just completely pass up. Shadow statues? I called them statues again. I noticed when rewatching part 1 that I, in my stupor, in my late night evening, staying up too late stupor, called our statues multiple times. Anyway, these shadowed tiles, how many of those we can skip? There's quite a few that the wings will allow us to make our way around without touching. There's some fireworks. I don't know if I might pick that up. I'm not happy to hear it, to be honest. Yeah, it's midnight. Midnight on New Year's. I wasn't really going to say anything about it being New Year's, but sometimes the world forces your hand. Love to date my recordings. Anyway, I don't think it's impossible, or I don't think it's possible to make it through this room without any shadows behind you. They simply surround you too much, the tiles. That's okay. I know what to do here. That wasn't it, that was an accident. But I appreciate that I said it with such confidence right before immediately flinging myself at my own shadow. There we go. We're gonna build over to that four-eyed statue because I did it again. We're gonna build over that four-eyed statue because I want it. It's covering a memory token. I want it. I'll have to go back for those buttons in a moment. Okay. Now we just have to actually survive without immediately turning tail and running into our own... I don't know if we can call it a doppelganger. It's definitely not our silhouette. Doesn't look a thing like us. And we're gonna have to get another shadow behind us as well. So let's make sure to do exactly that. Goodness. Alright, we're going to make this room easy on ourselves this time. No leeches. So much better. We can completely avoid stepping on any fuse tiles now. This one I will go out of my way for. And this one. We'll have to be a little careful about it. Of course, some of these rooms are still as easy as they were before. That's a simpler solution as well. Ah, there's a token up there. Easy to get a hold of. Where are we at, by the way? 21. We can take a look at one more. Seems she's playing soccer with a 99 jersey. Oh yeah, the sword trivializes this room, of course. No issue here. The wings turn that from the busy workroom to, I don't know, something else. Let's not worry about it. We're almost there already. You know, this almost looks something like a 6x6 room, but you would expect to see the walls. Though maybe you wouldn't expect to see walls in this area at all. In, I suppose, Sif's domain. However, the pattern of tiles that's right here is not 6x6, it's 6x5. We will, for the moment, move on. But I guess that's it. That's the end of Lord Sif's domain. Or was it? The floor number jumped from 222 to 224. I was actually hoping to have 23 in my locust count for exactly this reason, but I was a little short because I didn't plan very well. If I hadn't died between I believe it was Tan's domain? If I hadn't died between then and now, in the room where we met the succubus who healed us 16 HP, we would actually still have 23 HP and could make use of that. But we don't, so we'll do the next best thing. This is a fun trick. If we put something on our locust count and then leave the basement number alone, we can simply put a number on our locust count that we want and then throw ourselves off. And we haven't moved rooms. It'll just start us over in the room we're in, so the basement number goes to normal. But our locust count has changed, so we have the 23 that we need. Here we are. And in fact, it has already been drawn. Let's head down. Now it's easy to miss amidst the sea of things to see here. But there is a rock down here in the bottom left. Destroy what remains of the traitors. Return to 0, 0, 0. Then you'll find Lord Ad's final treasure, one they hid even from their allies. The key that engraves the brand of Dis. Whatever that is. if you compare the very right side of this statue where it's unfinished to the right side of this rock, well, you can start to infer some things about what these statues are carved from. It knows just what to say, though. Put it in this gap. Oh. The statue that was blocking this chest from us is gone. Let's also talk to these snake-looking statues. My love, they say. Maybe don't do that. Oh no! We only had one locust! Or we didn't have it. Right, we didn't have any locusts because I swapped our locust count for the basement number. Oh, I just made the classic mistake. I'm not happy to see you. It's not my first time here. Whatever. No. I don't wish to continue. But I will. I will continue. Dang. What a simple, stupid screw up. You wanna know why, especially? Because what's in this chest is 99 locusts. If I'd just gone and opened it sooner. Incredible. Okay, well, trust me, all is not yet lost. Even though we are right here and we are voided. Well, let's not worry about it just yet. We should take a load off. It's morning already? How am I still alive? Could he have missed somehow? But even if that were true... Lily. Lady Grey! Thank heavens you've arrived! The princess... she's out of control. Please, do something. You're our only hope. Please, hurry. It hurts. Take care of the princess, Lady Grey. Forgive me, Lady Grey. All I could do was run away. How could I face His Majesty after this? Something is wrong. Your Highness! By the sacred stars, what do you think you're doing? What's wrong with you? Come on. Let's get you inside. Halt, Grey the Destroyer. Step away from the princess. What? What are all these soldiers doing in here, Johann? You tell me, my dear lady. What sad state of affairs this is. To think that the princess's loyal servant would prove to be such an envious person. That she would attempt to assault her highness right before her wedding day. I guess it's expected from a former outlaw. Assault? How impudent can you get? Once the king hears about this... I've informed His Majesty about the situation.
he entrusted me with the task of capturing you. It goes without saying that this kind of treachery won't go unpunished. You'll be executed tomorrow. We wouldn't want to spoil the mood for the wedding or the coronation ceremony, now would we? You absolute scum of the earth. Now, don't be hasty. My men are well aware of your reputation, Grey the Destroyer. I don't think even you would be brazen enough to believe you could take them all head-on. I couldn't care less. As long as your head rolls along with mine. Stop! Your Highness, please stop this, Johann. I'll do what you want. Just don't hurt Grey. My. For once, the princess is the voice of reason. What a pleasant surprise. How about it, Grey the Destroyer? Turn yourself in peacefully, and I'll make sure to honor Her Highness' wish. Lily, I'm sorry. So, at this point, because we're voided, once we go into the next floor, it's as it was last time. It is our brand. We are going to rush through these next floors in hopes that we might be able to do something very specific. Let's see if I can do it, because if not, we'll just take the long way around. The section is, after all, timed. It's time to the music. It'll move forward when the music decides that it will. Luckily, the wings help us get through here a decent little bit faster.
There's a safety locker inside of me, out of your reach, and I hold the key. It's sealed with layers and layers of irony. What's within, I refuse to see. I hold on, I hold on, I hold on.
Here we are. You may notice there's stairs beneath this four-eye statue. We can interrupt the void ending early. Start over. Now, of course, the void ending would take us to a room where we'd be able to do this anyway. Oh, and in fact, by doing this, I have skipped out on showing you something that would have been kind of cool. Because I decided to show you something else that's kind of cool. It's okay. Live with your mistakes, right? Alright, I'm not gonna make you all sit through Luke 3. I'll see you down at the bottom again. This was the shortcut I was mentioning earlier, if you were curious. Oh, and the shortcut that the merchant actually told us about. I forgot I did that earlier. Now it's a shortcut that the merchant hasn't told us about yet. You might be a little surprised to see us cutting back here instead of at the bottom of Void. Well, I just remembered a fun thing that we can do. Something I could have actually done a lot sooner at the 6x6 room in the second domain that's mostly glass. Let's once again get this mimic out of here. Anytime we've entered one of those special rooms that either gave us a unique treasure or had something interesting to see, I suppose, it's been through making a specific shape out of the tiles in the room. Now the thing is, we can do that with basically any of the mural shapes, any of the mural art, in any one of these 6x6 rooms. So if we carefully arrange tiles such that we break enough of them, let's just do this, that seems the smartest here, and then have others in the exact spaces that we need. For example, here. Let's, I guess we're gonna break this one. That's fine. I think we're still okay, because the brand that I'm making does not require that many tiles. Let's think about it a little bit, though. Want one in the corner there. Oh, actually, let's do this before it's too late. I want this rock out of here. That'll do. Let's get the stairs somewhere else really quick. And then get them somewhere else again. They're always in the way. These dang stairs. We actually want even fewer glass tiles now that I'm looking at it. Oh, is this one going to be doable, actually? It better be. I think it's going to be, actually. Yeah. We just need to really quick grab this tile. It's in a bad spot. Almost everything is in place. We're basically golden if we break this. And then break this, put this down. Yes! Would you look at that? It's Lord Sif's brand, but we're not in Lord Sif's domain. But if we fall through, we enter this room all the same. Let's make sure not to die here, even though we do have 27 locusts. For the fun of it, we may as well bump that up to 99. That drops us off right here at the bottom. Exactly where we want to be. Oh, hey, we never got this. Because we voided out. We'll take it this time. Now, see, this is quite different. If you see this, this is how you know that you are in the clear, so to speak. The mural is completely blank. It doesn't show our brand. Whatever that means. If you want to do anything in this room, though know that you really don't have to, it's quite easy to get to the exit. Be aware of the statues that are in it. We've got... Oh, I clicked out of the window. Sorry, my cursor was not where I thought it was. That's my OBS window. There we go. Got a Four Eyes right here. A, whatever this is, the messy one that seems to just kind of exist and then disappear when certain requirements, I guess, are met. A killer statue. And a watcher statue. So if we want to do anything here, we're gonna need to get rid of all the enemies first, such that that is gone, and then we can push the Watcher statue off. Oh yeah, there's also, of course, Locust statue here in the bottom left, a smirking statue. Only one way to get rid of that one if we wanted to. Now, as for what reason we want to get rid of all these statues, who could say? If we try to clear everything out that we can in this room, doesn't particularly look like anything, and taking the stairs out doesn't seem to do anything. We can't solve this right now, so we'll just leave it alone. This is an interesting thing. If you were particularly observant, you may have noticed that every tile on the mural art depicting the brands of the lords had particular patterns of dots on them, arranged in a grid of 8. Now the void memory lets us just read that, but we are learning now through these rooms what those specific configurations of dots mean. This is the void alphabet. I mean, that's just what I'm calling it. I don't know if there's any more official name for it. It's not like the game gives us one. Void Stranger is too inscrutable to give that kind of information away easy. But if you want, you can stop and study these as I pass through them. These rooms are not meant to be challenges. Some of them will offer very minor navigational asks, like the P room here, and previously the W room. There'll be at least one more. But for the most part, they're just meant to be easy to pass through. You take your screenshots, you document whatever they're telling you. You make your way to the next one. Also, it's neat to appreciate how the stairs are not meant to factor into any of the brands in the brand rooms. But here, they're expressly part of both the letters and, on occasion, the configuration of dots on the right side. They are tiles. And with that, the non-voided final area is simply over. Let's sleep again. Lady Grey! I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the guards taking you. Then I heard about the assault accusation. What poppycock! You would never hurt Her Highness. The ceremony has already started. I don't know why, but something just isn't right. That's why I took the liberty of bringing in your battle attire. Although I hope it doesn't come down to it. Please, Lady Grey, save Her Highness and escape. Only you can do it. Only you can protect her happiness. That's what Her Majesty would have wanted. Take cover. I'll distract the guards. Oh no! The prisoner is escaping! She went this way! Hurry up and catch her, you dolts! Lady Grey!
Don't worry. Four Eyes clued us in. We'll do our best to hold back Lord Johann's men.
Maybe our good-for-nothing lives will finally matter, even just a little bit. Now go! Rescue Her Highness and flee!
It seems the lady in waiting has clawed her way out of the dungeon.
Grey! Your Highness, are you okay? I'm sorry, Grey. I couldn't do anything. Now everyone is... What's the meaning of this, Johann?
I'm afraid you arrived just a bit too late. The sacrifice. It is almost done.
What?
Everything in this world comes with a price. I learned this lesson a long time ago, when I lay wounded on a silent battlefield, starving and freezing to death. I kept praying to the stars, but the stars wouldn't answer, until finally all I could do was to curse my rotten fate and blame those responsible for it. Then they appeared before me. They promised me life and power to change this world. All they needed in exchange was my unwavering devotion. Led by that, I come to offer this measly kingdom and its inhabitants as part of our contract. Show yourselves, Lords of the Void!
Yeah. Ease on the melodrama. So these fiends are the source of your power. Demons. I think that's what you mortals do call us now. While I don't like the sound of it, explaining it all in detail would be way too complicated for you. Demons will do. The hell I care about what you're called. Just leave Her Highness out of this, Johann.
My quota is still a bit short, correct?
That is correct. One soul remains.
Whatever should I do? How about you help me decide, my dear lady? If you offer your soul as the final part of my sacrifice, I'll promise to let your princess live.
And why would I trust you ever again?
Because you'll cling to any semblance of hope keeping your petty princess safe. Just like you did in order to persuade me into marrying her.
Shut up, you bastard!
If only you'd known I'd marry Her Highness either way to fulfill my plan. Luckily, playing hard to catch paid off in spades, since I quite enjoyed your enthusiasm. So do what you do best. Squirm before me, O mighty Grey the Destroyer!
Don't you even think about it! The Grey I know isn't such a wuss! Groveling like that is pathetic. After all these years, you now decide it's okay to just quietly fade away? Quit acting like you're about to give up! Now I'm getting a pep talk from Her Highness. How low I must have fallen. Johann, I refuse your offer, and I'll make sure you'll pay for all you've done. I swear it is Grey the Destroyer.
B.
That's Lord B to you.
Would you like to entertain this haughty wench?
Ooh, really? Can I do it, sis?
Do as you please. But if Dis finds out, you're on your own.
Yay! Hello, I'm Void Lord B. Nice to meet you. Now, let's get fired up, mortal!
Void Lord B looms upon you.
Oh, it has been a minute since we've had a classic RPG battle. Void 2, it says beneath them. Whatever that means. Let's give them a check. A monster whose mere existence mocks the world itself.
Void Lord B waits for your next move.
Well, we're used to going all out on the offensive. Suppose we might as well keep that strategy up. You attack the monster. Leave Her Highness be. No can do. That didn't work out so hot. Maybe if we attack a little harder. Be gone. Don't make me laugh. Again? Die, monster. No can do. Be gone. Don't make me laugh. This doesn't look like it's going to work out so hot for us. Oh well.
You strike the monster with all you've got.
Oh yeah! Void Lord B leaps at you with rage. What did you do?
You've fallen.
Damn it. What are you? Wow! I haven't had this much fun in ages. I can't even remember the last time a mortal was able to land a solid hit on me. Oh, wait, I remember now. It's never.
Well, that's a side of you I don't get to see very often. Did the mortal manage to hurt your ego by any chance?
Shut up.
Either way, playtime's over. Complete the sacrifice, surrogate. Will that fulfill my contract? Naturally. Watching you struggle was truly magnificent. Shame things turned out this way. As the future emperor of this waking world, I would have loved to have you beside me. Crap. I'm sorry. I couldn't fulfill my promise to you. I can only pray for Lily's safety with you in the afterlife.
Wait! Hey, Bighorns!
Big what now?
I don't fully understand what's going on, but if Johann made some kind of contract with you, I want to make one as well. I'll offer myself. All I want is that you leave Gray alone.
Now this is rich. Our juvenile little princess thinks her soul is worth something. Do you believe you can just make a contract with them like it's nothing? How unbelievably gullible you'd have to be.
Very well. Young lady, do you wish to offer your soul?
Now wait a minute! This has to be a joke, right? This asinine child doesn't even understand the meaning of devotion.
That isn't something you will be the judge of, surrogate.
Are you certain of this, Your Honor?
Dis has approved her terms. A contract can be formed. Whew! This got super interesting! I'll ask you once more, young lady. Do you wish to offer your soul in exchange for the safety of this woman? Yeah, I do. Your Highness, wait. I can't accept this. You there. You seem like the leader of this bunch. I beg you, take my soul instead. Tear my body apart if you have to. I'm afraid that's not possible. But if you truly wish to reclaim her, meet us at the end of the void. She'll be waiting for you there. There, Dis will reevaluate the worthiness of your devotion. What's going on? How did it come to this? Gray. You worry too much. It's better this way. Earlier, I was so scared I thought I'd rather die. Now I don't even really know what's happening, or where I'm headed to, either. But for as long as you stand there, I'm not afraid. Like how you always kept believing in me? I'll now place my faith in you. And... Lily, please take care of it while I'm away. It's an important wedding gift, and I don't know what I'd do if I lost it. So make sure to return it, alright? Your Honor, our time is almost up. Are you ready, young lady? You can bet your ass on it, Tinhead. It's about time I start to live up to that nickname of mine. Very well. There's something I need to tell you.
Who would have guessed? Well, this result is as good as any. Unfortunately, I'm not willing to take the risk of leaving you alive. This time I won't miss! Nothing's happening?
Ooh, forgot to mention. Since you didn't finish the sacrifice in time, your contract has been voided. So you can say goodbye to those magical finger-snapping powers of yours and whatnot.
This isn't funny, Bee. I was only one short.
Do I look like I care? Besides, I've got a feeling that's the least of your problems right now. See you soon.
Gray, please. This has been a rough day for us all, so calm down and listen to me. You've got no idea what I had to do to get where I am now. I only did it for my kingdom, for my people.
For these defects, and for no other evil, we now are lost and punished just with this. We have no hope, and yet we live in longing. You've traveled far, stranger. Through these endless halls, you've shown us the extent of your devotion. We applaud you. Congratulations. Congratulations! Stranger, your devotion has exceeded the expectations of Dis. For such a display alone, Dis is willing to make a contract with you. So tell us, what is it that you desire? Give her back. Please, give Lily back to me. Your devotion continues to impress. Thus, you're allowed to take one soul with you. With one condition. You may never return here. Do you accept these terms? I do. Very well. What are you waiting for? I'm done with playing your games. An incongruity has risen with this particular subject. A zygote inside the subject has developed into a blastocyst and attached itself into the mucous membrane of the womb. Zygote what now? In layman's terms, another soul has begun to grow inside the princess. No. No, 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 no. You're lying. Stranger, don't you dare say it. Which soul do you wish to take with you? Shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up! You think I'm going to just accept this? You tricked me! This disc you keep mentioning. Let me talk directly to them. I want to know what this is all about. Why do you keep toying with us like this? You treacherous fiends! Even if you were to find our actions heartless or incomprehensible, that's not something you should concern yourself with, stranger. No matter how things may have turned out, this choice was made for you. That's the only thing that matters now. I want to see her. Very well. She is asleep? More or less. Our life support systems are keeping her in a state one could liken to an artificial coma. Fret not. Her rest is a peaceful one. Does she know? Highly unlikely. If you were to take her with you, all of this would be but a dream to her. I'll ask you once more, stranger. What's your decision? The adventure of life goes on. This has been my playthrough of Void Stranger Grey. I look forward to when we next meet, because Void Stranger is nowhere near over.